Hey friends. All right, so I hope you guys all had a great spring break. I'm sorry I was not in the video on Monday for you, but here I am. So yesterday you had your biology benchmark. I hope you guys did well on that. Um, you guys are going to start reviewing for your biology STAR test soon, so make sure you're paying attention and you're prepared to take that STAR test. Your STAR tests still count this year, okay? Um, the governor has said that all grades below 8, their STAR test is not going to count for them. But for high school, you're still required to pass your STAR test to be able to graduate, to get your diploma. So make sure you're trying, okay? Today, we're going to start Unit 9, which is exponentials. We're going to practice Unit 9 again tomorrow. We'll have another video with notes and some more activities. Monday and Tuesday is Unit 9. Wednesday next week, you'll come to campus to take your Algebra 1 benchmark. So you do need to plan on being on campus next Wednesday for the Algebra 1 benchmark. Then Thursday, we will have a quiz next week over exponentials. Friday is a holiday for Good Friday. And then Monday, we'll come back and do Unit 10, which is one lesson really quick. Then Tuesday, you have your English STAR test, okay? So I want to encourage you, please, please, please come to campus. You need to come to campus, take your benchmark. I want you to try your best, okay? So you need to do as well as possible so that I know how to help you study for your STAR test, okay? We're going to use the data from the benchmark to create our review, which helps me customize your review for you. So make sure you do your best on your benchmark next week so that I can help you do the best possible on your STAR test, okay? You remember, you do have to pass the STAR test to be able to graduate still. So if you don't pass the STAR test, then you need to plan on coming to summer school, all right? So if you're falling behind, if you have any questions about the whole year through our review, you need to ask them. Reach out to me, talk to me, communicate with me so that you pass the STAR test, okay? All right, so here we go. Let me move myself out of the way. We are looking at Unit 9, so you should have open your journal slides. You want to take some notes on paper, print these out, whatever's best for you, okay? So for Unit 9, we're going to determine domain range of exponential functions. We've already done this once at the beginning of the year, so we're covering it again. We've done domain range 3 times now. Interpret the meaning of the values of a and b in exponential functions. So we're going to figure that out today. Write exponential functions in the form f of x equals a times b to the power of x, where b is rational number, to describe problems arising from mathematical and real-world situations, including growth and decay. So we're going to write equations, and we're going to learn that over the next few days. But we've written equations before. We're just writing a different type of equation. We're going to graph exponential functions. We know how to graph, and we have Desmos. So this is easy. And we're going to write using technology. So we're going to do regression in the calculator again. We've done it for linear equations. We've done it for quadratic equations. So we're going to do regression for exponential, which is this new type of equation we're looking at. Okay? So up to this point, we've looked at linear functions, which look like this, straight lines. They were positive, or we had negative slopes, right? Then this last few units, since we came back from Christmas, we've been dealing with quadratics, which looked like this. They had this parabola. They opened up or down. Now we're going to look at exponentials. So Unit 9, Lesson 1, Key Features of Exponential Functions. This is what an exponential looks like, this line right here. So you guys see this line? It kind of does this, comes up here. We have an arrow here, arrow here. Okay, this is my exponential function. So it kind of looks like a backwards L. It looks kind of like this, right? So it goes up, this is going to come up, and it's going to keep going up, and it's going to keep going this way. So when we have exponentials, we have what's called an asymptote. An asymptote is an invisible line that the graph, so the bottom of my graph, is going to get closer and closer to, but it never is going to touch it. Never touches. Okay, so my graph is going to come down. It's going to get really, really, really close to my asymptote, but it's never going to actually touch that line. The equation of your asymptote for Algebra 1 purposes is going to be y equals 0. So it's going to be my x-axis. We're never going to actually touch that x-axis for this one, okay? So we have domain and range. The domain of my exponential function, so this is one of our TEKs here that we're learning for this unit, is my x values. Remember, we do left to right, so I'm going to write left to right. My domain is left to right, and on this equation, I have an arrow on the left, which means it's going to keep going that way forever. I have an arrow on the right, which means it's going to keep going that way forever. So we say this is all real numbers. Our range, we find this from going bottom to top. So on the bottom of my graph, remember we're never going to touch that asymptote. So we're going to start from 0, and we're going to get bigger than 0. So all my values are going to be bigger than 0. And we go to the top. Well, at the top I have an arrow, so that means it's never going to stop going. So we're going to talk about all the y values that are bigger than 0, all the positive numbers. So we have a y-intercept, and this is where the function crosses the y-axis. And this is also the value of a in our equation. So our linear equations looked like y equals mx plus b. That's linear, straight lines. Then we had the parabolas, our U-shaped graphs, looked like y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And now we have exponentials, and this is what they're going to look like. Y equals a times b to the power of x. So exponentials means that my x value is in the exponent, okay? Exponential. So my x value, my variable, is in the exponent. So A is going to be my y-intercept. It's going to where we cross the y-axis. In this case right here, my y-intercept is 0, 1. So where does it cross the y-axis? We say we have growth. We have exponential growth, which means it's getting bigger if we're increasing from left to right. So if the function is increasing from left to right, so if it's going up. And we say we have, if it's decreasing, so if it starts at the top and kind of goes, the L is this way instead of this way. So if it's increasing, it looks like this. If it's decreasing, it's going to look like this. So it's going to start this way and come down closer to my asymptote. So if it's decreasing, then we say this is decay. This is decay. And we'll talk more about that in a couple lessons, okay? So my A value here, A is the initial amount, the starting point, and this is also going to be my y-intercept, where we cross the y-axis. Then we have B. So A and B are going to be numbers, and then X is just going to be X, it's going to be a variable. So B tells me the growth rate, tells me how fast I'm increasing or how fast I'm decreasing. So if my B value is bigger than 1, so if it's a positive value bigger than 1, if it's a number bigger than 1, then it's going to be growth. If it's smaller than 1, if A is smaller than 1, so if it's a fraction, then we're going to have decay. Okay? All right, so exponential functions, they have this L shape to them. They're going to have an asymptote. We cross the y-intercept. The y-intercept's our initial value. We're going to talk more about that in the next lesson. But the important part here is that we have this asymptote here. Okay? So the next thing you need to do is do Avi and Benita's repair shop, which is a Desmos activity. So you're going to click here, log in with your Google account, and you're going to go through this activity. So remember, it shows up on my screen that you've logged in. It shows me every step that you've done. I can go in and see every answer you tell me. So make sure you go through. There's only 9 slides here. Okay. So Avi and Benita run a repair shop. They need help, so they hire you. They have different options for how much they'll pay you each day. You'll learn more about those rules in a moment. Just remember this. Each day you get to choose whose rules you prefer. So ready, continue to the next screen. Okay, so the table shows how much you'll earn with each rule. Complete the table for day 4. So for Avi's rule, for day 1, we'll earn 1 penny. Day 2, we'll earn 2 pennies. Day 3, we'll earn 4 pennies. So what's happening here? Well, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So I'm going to say this is probably going to be, we'll earn 8 pennies. Okay, so for Benita's rule, day 1, we'll earn $100. Day 2, we're going to earn $200. 3, we're going to earn $300. Day 4, we'll earn $400. Who's going to pay more on day 10? Well, this is all going up by pennies, and this is going up by hundreds of dollars. So which one do you think? Go ahead and take a guess and answer that. So then go ahead and fill in the chart. So 8 plus 8, 16 cents. 16 cents plus 16 cents. So fill this in. 400, 500, 600, 700. Okay. Finish filling this in, and then go through the rest of the activity. See if you can figure out what's actually going to happen. Okay. So who's going to pay us more money? Once you get that finished, there is a second activity here. Hold on, it's gonna take a minute. The exponential functions card sort. It'll open. Here we go. Exponential functions card sort. So open this up. This is a Google Slides assignment. So you'll want to click on the title, open it into a new screen. And all you're doing is telling me, is it exponential? Is it not exponential? Okay. That Desmos activity is going to show you what happens with exponential. Well, I'm trying to turn this off. I think it might go a little bit faster if I turn that off. Okay. So based on the Desmos activity, I want you to look and see, okay, so this is a parabola. Is that exponential or not exponential? It's not. So you'll drag it to the not exponential side, okay? You can look at the pictures, the graphs. So this is increasing. This is an exponential. This is exponential. And then look at your equations. Do they look like exponential equations, or are they not exponential equations? Then based on the Desmos activity, what did you notice about your table? How do you know if they're exponential or not exponential? So do this and make sure you come back to Canvas and click the blue submit button that you have on your screen. All right. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Let me know. I'm here to help. See you later.